Hello, happy Independence Day weekend, and welcome to Man Cave Media. On this channel, I talk about beer, sneakers, tech, and toys. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Also, please connect with me on social media. I'm on Instagram at media.mancave and on Facebook and Twitter at mancavemedia.org. And finally, if you enjoy listening to podcasts, please check out the League of Sedentary Gentlemen. We're available wherever you get your podcasts or direct from our website at man-cave-media.org. Alright, so this weekend I am going to be replacing a few cameras from my security system, and I'm also moving to a different brand. So let's check them out. Alright, for my current home security system, I'm using Arlo cameras, and I've been using Arlo for about 6 years now. And in the beginning they were fine, but one thing that has been happening recently is, number one, they've changed their pricing for their plans. I guess I shouldn't say pricing. They've changed their feature set for their free plan, and they're kind of trying to drive people to pay for cloud services and stuff like that. And I'm not really happy with that. And also, I've had a few cameras go bad recently. One of the cameras that failed recently was only 3 years old, and that bothers me a lot. I would expect to get at least 5 years out of something like that, ideally 10 years out of a security camera. I view a security camera as something that you upgrade when you want better quality, not because the thing stopped working. And so to have something like that fail after 3 years, that kind of irritated me. And a little while back, we added the floodlights, the Arlo floodlights, to our system, and 2 of them stopped working. They don't connect anymore, and that's the most frustrating part, is they just don't connect to the base station anymore, and it doesn't seem like there's anything I can do about it. I've updated them, I updated the firmware, I even updated the base station. I bought a new base station, which that was annoying, and that didn't even work. They still just won't connect, and so it's frustrating. And of course, outside of the warranty period, so the best that they'll do is offer me a discount to replace it. And I think it's just time for me to move on. And so the cameras that I decided to go with are made by Anker. It's the company is owned by Anker, actually. It's I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Eufy, EUFY, Eufy. They are designed by Anker, and this isn't a brand new system. They've had security cameras out for a while, but what's new about these ones is they are standalone security cameras. What that means is there's no base station, and I'm all about that, man. No more base station. And they have storage on the camera, so that even if there's a power outage, if somebody walks by the camera, it will still continue to record. It's not reliant on Wi-Fi. So that was another big plus. So like if we had a power outage in our house and somebody walked in front of one of our Arlo cameras, if the base station is off, it's not going to catch anything because it relies on that base station for recording. So these, on the other hand, they have storage built in. They're completely standalone, no base station. And I don't remember off the top of my head how much storage, but we'll get into that in a moment. Right now, let's just get into the unboxing. So anyways, really quick before I unbox them, there were a few different models that are launching this month, and I'm going to try a few different ones. These are the just the regular 1080p cameras, but I also have a discount code for the ones that include a floodlight. So it's just got a ring LED light around the front of the camera that acts as a floodlight, but those don't release until the end of July. So once those release and I get some here, I'll do a review of those as well. But the 2 locations where I'm going to put these, I have solar powered floodlights installed there already, so they don't need to have floodlights attached to them. So that's why I'm going with these first. So it'll be kind of a mix. But wire-free 1080p resolution. I'll get into the specs in a moment. Let's go ahead and get them out of the box. So, I don't know if they're still doing the promotion But they had an early bird like promotion where you go onto Eufy's website and you pay like $1.99, I think it is. They call it a handling fee, and they send you a promo code to get $20 off the camera when it releases. So obviously these have already released, so you probably can't do that for this guy. But for the one with the floodlight, I'll leave a link in the description for that one, because those have not released yet, so it's probably not too late to do that. I would hope not, anyway. And it was $20 off for one camera, so not your total purchase. At least I think that's how I remember it. So still a good deal nonetheless. This camera was $99 retail, and the one with the floodlight around it, I believe, is $120. Oh wait, there we go. All right, in the top of the box, we've got some paperwork. Let's see. Oh, some stickers for your window. No, those aren't stickers. Are they stickers? Can't tell. Yes, those are stickers. The big one is a sticker, the small one is not. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, camera, that's cool. So they give you the mounting positions. So you can kind of line it up, drill your holes, and then mount the camera. So that's cool. I like that. It's kind of like when you buy stereo speakers, and they give you that so you can line it up so you can make your cuts. So that's pretty cool. Quick start guide. And we have the camera itself. It's got some pretty good weight to it. Let's set that aside for a moment. Let's look at what else is in the box here. We have a USB micro cable. It's pretty long too. And this looks like the mount. Yep, there's your mount. It's just a standard screw mount. It's pretty cool. One thing I did like about the Arlos that I will miss is the magnetic mounts. So when it's time, that's all that's in the box, by the way. But when it's time to charge the batteries, the cameras that I have in the backyard, I just have them on a magnetic mount. The ones in the front yard, I screwed them down just for added security, but the ones in the backyard, I just left them on the magnetic mount, and when it's time to charge those, it's really easy, just pop them down. I will miss that. But that's, the way that things are going right now, that's the only thing I'll miss. Put all this stuff back for the moment. Alright, so we'll get a good look at the camera itself here. Very satisfying. So the camera itself is much larger than the Arlo units. I have both the standard Arlo and I have a bunch of Arlo Pros and a couple of Arlo Pro 2s. And all of them are much smaller than this guy. Well, I shouldn't say much smaller. They're about like there. So, it's about half the size of this one, which is not bad. Weight-wise, they're about the same. So, I'm not sure what's different about the technology inside to give it this elongated shape over the Arlos. What I do know or notice from pictures is the one with the ring light around it. It's more like the shape of an Arlo. It's thinner and taller. So I don't know what's special about these guys to give it this shape. But it's 100% wire-free, detailed night vision, weatherproof, obviously, IP65, rated for -4 degrees Fahrenheit up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And which 122 degrees Fahrenheit sounds kind of incredible, but when you consider what's going on in the Pacific Northwest right now, I mean, geez. They claim 120-day battery life. We'll see about that one. Arlo also claimed 3-month battery life, and I average about a month and a half. So we'll see how that goes. And you say, well, maybe I have a lot of activity. That's not true. I live on a private road, and I'm second from the last house. So I only have one neighbor that drives past my house daily. And so there's not a lot of just random activity on my cameras all the time. And so a month and a half is not acceptable. Like, if I had a ton of activity on it, then I would understand, but it's not a ton of activity. So it also has human detection, which is cool, a nice feature to have. And like the Arlos, it also has activity zones. And so I'm hoping that the human detection will help with the battery life, because that's one thing the Arlos do pick up, our cars and other objects, the neighbor's cat, for instance. And so I'm hoping that this will kind of cut down on unnecessary recordings and increase the battery life. And let's see what else. The other thing that it does have is, like I mentioned in the beginning, it has 8 gigabytes of onboard storage. So it does not rely on the base station, which is very important. Like I mentioned before, if the power were to go out of my house, my Arlos would not record because they rely on that base station. This does not. It has onboard memory to store videos. 8 gigabytes doesn't sound like a lot, but for a security camera, that's plenty. I check my security footage daily, and so I'm not worried about something getting recorded over. If I see something that I think I need to keep, I download it quickly for that reason. And so, yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. I will do a... Alright, so there's nothing else really left to do but get these installed. And then I'll do a side-by-side comparison with the Arlos and with this as far as like video quality is concerned. I'll also get a look at the UI. And I'll compare the UI from the Arlos to this. And when the floodlight version of the camera comes in, I'll do a video on those, but then I'll also do a 30-day follow-up with these, because it'll be about 30 days. And so we'll see how it's going at that point. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get these installed and check out the image quality. Alright, so first let's go ahead and download the Eufy security app. Do a quick search for it here really quick. There it is, first option. Go ahead and open it up. Sign your life away. Now on the cutaway, I already had a login because I own a Eufy vacuum, so I didn't need to create an account. I already had a login, but I didn't want you guys to see my info. Super secure. Again, you can't see the password for my Wi-Fi either. So hit the sync button until you hear the beep. I heard a beep. Super easy. Scan the QR code with the camera itself, which I thought was pretty cool. Super easy. Connecting to the Wi-Fi. So when off camera, I added one already, and it didn't seem like it took that long to connect to the Wi-Fi. This one took a little while. So anyways, this one's going to be over my garage. So select there, And then I always select optimal surveillance because I don't mind having to charge things, it's fine. I'd rather make sure that everything is nice and secure. Again, when I did the first camera, I don't feel like this took as long. There it goes. Next. Fully charged, blah, blah, blah. Mounting tips, blah, blah, blah. Signal is great, it better be. Sitting right next to an access point. Next. And just like the first camera, there was a firmware update. I'll spare you guys the pain of having to watch this. It did take, like that timer is accurate, it did take about 15 minutes. Hit next when it's done, and bam. And yes, my wife has a chair. So now we have successfully added both cameras, and oh, it detected me in the room already, and it also classified me as human, which makes me question the AI on the camera. So let's do a quick comparison of the UIs really quick. So this is what Arlo looks like. No thanks. That's part of the reason why I'm replacing you, Arlo. I don't want to pay for that shit. No thanks. So you can see all of my devices that no longer connect with the big red exclamation point. The garage one, it does need a battery change, but this is part of what is confusing to me is the garage one. The base station says it's disconnected all the time, but yet it still tells me when the batteries need to be changed, and it still continues to record videos. I always thought that was kind of strange, but you know, that base station life, man. So this is what the triggers are for the base station. These are pre-installed triggers. You can also create your own, but the pre-installed ones are actually pretty nice. So the pitch on the hardware for mounting the cameras was the same, so I went ahead and used the Arlo mount. It's a very well-made mount with lots of angle adjustment, so I went ahead and used it. Now for the other camera, I was using, because it's mounted so high up, I was utilizing the Arlo magnetic mount. And so what I did was I used the existing screw hole from the screw that was holding the magnetic mount, because it only requires one, as one side of the mount. And that way I was able to drill my pilot hole for the other side, as you can see, without using the template. And once you drill the pilot hole, then you go ahead and screw that in, and then the rest just reassemble the mount, and then of course, last but not least, screw the camera on the mount. So here's some comparisons between the recording quality of the two cameras. This is the Arlo camera, and one thing you'll notice is there are no humans in this picture, just a moving truck. Part of the reason why the batteries don't last very long on these Arlos. But there's the quality of the Arlo. And now here's the quality of the new Eufy camera. No, I'm not squinting like that just to be funny. It is extremely bright as we are in the middle of a heat wave out here in Southern California. So the other angle here for the garage. Here is the Arlo camera, nice and choppy, and the Eufy. Look at that field of view, my goodness. I'm gonna be helping my neighbors out if they have any issues. Whoa, balance, fat ass. Yeah, with that field of view, if my neighbors ever have any issues, I'll be able to help them out. Look at that, that is beautiful. Hello and welcome to Man Cave Media. On this channel I talk about beer, sneakers, tech, and toys. Why am I doing my intro again? I don't know. Why? Because it's been a long time. So, this is a continuation of my... Why are you here? I'm not doing a review on you. Why are you here? And I don't think I'm in focus. God, it's a shit show. Alright, so... it has been 7 days since I did the first part of this video. I didn't intend for it to take that long. 2 of my 3 children came down with head colds, so I was not able to take advantage of the long weekend for 4th of July. And this whole process just dragged on and on and on. Finally, I was able to get some free time to install the cameras, do a couple screenshots of the UI for both systems, and actually download some examples from the Arlos and from the new Eufy. My wife calls him Eufy. Eufy, I think is how you pronounce it. So you can see differences in quality, and probably the thing I was most impressed about is the field of view for the Eufys versus the Arlos. It's a bit wider. All right, so the install, as you can see, was pretty straightforward. I was very delighted to learn that all the hardware was the same pitch as the stuff I got from Arlo. That was very helpful. Made things much quicker. As I mentioned, if you are starting with a blank slate, use that little, I threw mine away. Use that little template that they send with the cameras to kind of line up your holes and drill your pilot holes. And it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, if you don't have a drill or you don't know how to operate a screwdriver, you're going to need somebody to help you with this anyway. But I do apologize again that all of the install process required 2 hands. I didn't have anybody with me to hold the camera. And I'm still without an action cam, so I couldn't use my head mount. So I couldn't actually film myself mounting the hardware, but like I said, the instructions are very straightforward. And if you don't have the proper tools, you're going to need someone's help anyway. So you should be fine with that. That being said, probably the only disappointment that I had with the new cameras is because of the lack of the cloud system. I have to use my phone's UI to view recorded videos. That's not terrible. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but it's something that it's going to take some getting used to. I can't just hop on the browser and look at stuff that was recorded. I can look at the browser to see live, so that's still fine. But yeah, not being able to view recorded stuff on the browser, that was a little bit of a letdown. Other than that, quality is better with the Eufy. Not as much of a difference as I was thinking there was going to be. But nevertheless, it is a bit sharper, but the field of view is much wider with the Eufys versus the Arlos. Oh man, my battery's gonna die. So that was definitely good, like much better field of view. Other than that goes, like connectivity is better, which I assumed it would be, and the lack of a base station, like I can't wait to replace my other Arlos with these cameras so I can get rid of that base station. It takes up a lot of space. It's problematic. I'll just happy to have it out of my life. But yeah, other than that, I mean, if you have Arlos currently and you're experiencing the same connectivity issues that I am, I highly recommend the Eufy cameras. Very good bang for buck. And yeah, getting rid of the base station is going to be a big deal for me. And overall, I am very happy with my purchase, and I do recommend them. And as I stated before, I will do a follow-up video when the new model with the spotlight is released. I'll do a review of those, and I'll also do a follow-up of these guys, because like I said, it'll be about 30 days. So like and subscribe to this video so that you can see that one when it comes out. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Feed the algorithm. I hope you have a great afternoon, and like always, thank you for watching.